What if I told you that 90% of businesses don't fail because of bad ideas? They fail because of broken beliefs. Let that hit you. Not lack of money, not lack of opportunity, but the way you think when pressure hits, when things go wrong, when uncertainty shows up. And here's the truth. If your beliefs are weak, your business will never be strong. Right now, you're either building something powerful or you're slowly drifting toward failure without even realizing it. There is no middle ground. In the next few minutes, you're going to uncover 3 essential beliefs that separate those who struggle from those who dominate. These are not theories. These are battle-tested mental frameworks used by the most relentless entrepreneurs on the planet. The kind of beliefs that give you control when everything feels chaotic, clarity when everything feels uncertain, and power when most people collapse. If you stay with me till the end, you will not just think differently, you will operate differently. You'll see problems as opportunities, fear as fuel, and action as your ultimate weapon. So lock in. Eliminate distractions, because what you're about to hear has the potential to change how you think, how you act, and how you build your future, starting right now. Own everything, no excuses. That's where it starts, and that's where most people stop because it's uncomfortable. It's easy to point fingers, to blame the market, the timing, the competition, the lack of resources. It's easy to say, I didn't have the right opportunity. But the moment you do that, you give away your power. And without power, you cannot win in business. The truth is simple. If it's someone else's fault, there's nothing you can do about it. But if it's yours, if you own it completely, then you can change it, shape it, and dominate it. That shift, that one decision to take full responsibility, is what separates those who build empires from those who stay stuck making excuses. When something breaks in your business, you don't complain. You ask better questions. What did I miss? What can I improve? How do I make this stronger? That mindset turns problems into progress. It forces growth. It builds resilience. And most importantly, it puts you back in control. And control is everything. Because when you're in control, you don't wait. You act. You don't hesitate. You decide. You don't shrink. You expand. Every result you have right now, good or bad, is a reflection of your standards, your decisions, and your actions. Accept that fully, and you unlock the ability to change everything. Reject it, and you stay trapped in cycles that never break. High-level entrepreneurs don't waste time blaming. They adjust, they execute, they move. They understand that responsibility is not a burden, it's a weapon. And the more you use it, the sharper it becomes. Failure is fuel. Most people hear the word failure and they tighten up. They see it as an ending, a signal to stop, proof that they're not good enough. That's conditioning. That's fear disguised as logic. But in reality, failure is feedback. Raw, unfiltered data telling you exactly what doesn't work. And that information is priceless. The only difference between someone who wins and someone who quits is how they interpret that feedback. One sees it as a reason to retreat. The other sees it as a reason to refine. Every setback carries a lesson, and every lesson brings you closer to mastery if you're willing to extract it. Think about it. No one builds something extraordinary without going through breakdowns, mistakes, miscalculations. It's part of the process. You don't avoid it, you leverage it, you step into it with the understanding that every failure is training you, sharpening you, preparing you for a higher level of performance. The pain you feel isn't there to destroy you. It's there to direct you. It forces you to pay attention, to adjust your strategy, to upgrade your thinking. And if you stay in the game long enough, using every failure as fuel, you become unstoppable. Because now you're not afraid of losing, you're afraid of not learning. And when you remove the fear of failure, something powerful happens. You move faster, you take smarter risks, you stop overthinking and start executing. You understand that perfection is a myth and progress is everything. Every time you fall, you get data. Every time you get data, you improve. And every time you improve, you increase your chances of winning. That's the cycle. That's the game. And the ones who master it don't just survive in business, they dominate it. Action beats perfection. Most people are stuck in a loop. They think more, plan more, wait more. They tell themselves they're preparing, but what they're really doing is delaying. They're waiting for certainty, for the perfect moment, for everything to line up. But that moment doesn't exist. Perfection is a lie that keeps you still. And in business, stillness is death. The marketplace rewards speed, not hesitation. It rewards those who move, test, adjust, and move again. You don't get clarity by sitting back. You get clarity by stepping forward. Every action you take gives you feedback, and that feedback sharpens your direction. Without action, you're guessing. With action, you're learning in real time. Think about it. Every successful entrepreneur you admire didn't start with perfect perfect knowledge. They started with imperfect action. They made decisions with limited information. They took risks without guarantees, and they figured it out along the way. That's the game. You don't need to have it all mapped out. You need to be willing to move despite the uncertainty, because momentum creates confidence. The more you act, the more certain you become. And the more certain you become, the more powerful your actions get. Waiting drains energy. Action builds it. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Hesitation is expensive. Every day you delay is a day someone else is executing. Every moment you spend overthinking is a moment lost in the market. Ideas don't win, execution does. The world doesn't reward the smartest thinker, it rewards the one who gets things done. So you have to train yourself to act faster, decide quicker, and trust your ability to adjust. Because you will make mistakes, that's guaranteed. But those mistakes are far less dangerous than standing still. Movement creates opportunity, stillness kills it. Responsibility creates power. The moment you take full ownership of your results, everything shifts. No more excuses, no more blaming circumstances, no more waiting for external changes. You stop looking outward and start looking inward. And that's where real control lives. Because if your results are tied to your decisions, your standards, and your actions, then you have the ability to change them at any time. That's power. But most people avoid it because it comes with pressure. It demands honesty. It forces you to confront where you're falling short. And that's uncomfortable. But discomfort is the price of growth. When you own everything, you stop being reactive and start being proactive. You don't wait for problems to hit, you anticipate them. You don't complain about outcomes, you engineer better ones. You become sharper, more disciplined, more intentional. Every choice matters more because you know it's shaping your future. And that awareness elevates your performance. It raises your standards. It pushes you to operate at a higher level, not because someone else is watching, but because you've decided that's who you are. Power doesn't come from control over others. It comes from control over yourself, your focus, your habits, your decisions. And responsibility is the gateway to that control. The more you take ownership, the more influence you gain over your business, your results, and your life. Learn fast, win faster. The speed of your success is directly tied to the speed of your learning. Not how smart you are, not how many resources you have, but how quickly you can adapt. Most people move too slow because they're trying to protect themselves from mistakes. They overanalyze, overthink, and delay action, hoping to avoid failure. But in doing that, they slow down the one thing that actually creates progress: learning. Because learning doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. It comes from getting in the game, making moves, seeing what works, and correcting what doesn't. The faster you cycle through that process, the faster you grow. In business, there's always someone more experienced, someone with more capital, someone with better connections. But the advantage you can always control is how fast you learn. If you can outlearn your competition, you can outpace them. That means you don't get emotionally attached to being right. You get committed to getting better. You test ideas quickly. You gather feedback aggressively. You adjust without ego. Every experience becomes data. Every mistake becomes instruction. And instead of slowing down when things go wrong, you speed up your ability to respond. That's how momentum is built. That's how breakthroughs happen. You're not chasing perfection, you're chasing progress, and you're doing it at a pace most people can't handle. No fear, just feedback. Fear is natural, but it's also one of the biggest lies you'll ever face. It shows up as hesitation, as doubt, as that voice telling you to wait, to play it safe, to avoid risk. But what is fear really? It's a reaction to uncertainty. And in business, uncertainty is constant. If you let fear control you, you'll spend your life sitting on the sidelines while others take action. The key is not to eliminate fear, it's to reframe it, to see every situation, every challenge, every outcome as feedback instead of judgment. When you remove the emotional weight from failure, you free yourself to act boldly. You stop asking, what if this goes wrong? And start asking, what can I learn from this? That shift changes everything because now there's no loss, only information. And information is power. It tells you what to adjust, what to improve, where to focus. Instead of shrinking under pressure, you expand through it. You lean into discomfort because you know it's shaping you into someone stronger, sharper, more capable. Fear doesn't disappear, but it loses its control. And when it no longer controls you, you become dangerous in the best possible way. You become someone who moves forward no matter what, using every result as fuel to get better, faster, stronger, execute relentlessly. Ideas are cheap, execution is everything. You don't wait for perfect conditions. You move, you test, you adjust, you keep pushing. While others hesitate, you stack actions daily, building momentum that compounds, discipline over mood, consistency over hype. You show up when it's hard, when it's boring, when no one is watching. That's how results are built, through relentless, focused execution that refuses to stop. Your standards define you, not your goals, not your intentions. Your standards, what you tolerate, becomes your reality. Raise them, and everything rises with you. Demand more from your actions, your habits, your environment. No shortcuts, no compromises. You don't negotiate with mediocrity, you eliminate it. Pain is a teacher, not an enemy. The discomfort you feel is not there to break you, it's there to shape you. Every challenge carries a lesson, every setback reveals a gap. Instead of avoiding pain, face it, study it, use it. Growth lives on the edge of discomfort, and the more you lean in, the stronger, sharper, and more resilient you become. Decide, commit, dominate. Everything changes the moment you decide. No half steps, no hesitation. You burn the exit, lock in your focus, and move with certainty. Commitment creates clarity, and clarity drives massive action. When you go all in, you don't just compete, you take control and rise above everyone else. Everything comes down to this: your beliefs are either building your future or silently destroying it. Not your circumstances, not your past, not what anyone did or didn't give you. It always comes back to what you choose to believe when pressure shows up. Because in business, you will face doubt. You will face failure. You will face moments where quitting feels logical. And in those moments, your beliefs will speak louder than any strategy, any plan, any motivation you've ever heard. So remember this final truth: 3 essential beliefs. Every entrepreneur needs to succeed in business is not just a concept you listen to. It is a standard you must live by every single day. Own everything. Learn from everything. Execute through everything. That's not theory, that's survival at the highest level of business. Now the question is simple: what will you do with this? Because awareness without action is just entertainment. And you were not meant to stay the same after hearing this. If this message hit you, if it woke something up in you, don't ignore it. Apply it. Start today, not tomorrow. Not when things get better, now. And if you're serious about building a stronger mindset and leveling up your life, make sure you stay connected with Alpha Motivation World. This is where we don't just talk about success, we break down what it actually takes to become the kind of person who achieves it. If you got value from this, like the video, drop a comment with the belief that hit you the hardest, and subscribe so you don't miss the next powerful message coming your way, because the next one might be the one that changes everything for you.